Hello everybody, this is Adrian for WapCar.my and I'm all about the details. This is the all-new Audi A5 Sportback, the range-topping 2-litre TSI Quattro variant, priced at 377,000 ringgit. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you why this A5 Sportback is worth that much and why I think that at this price, it's a bargain. Download the official WapCar app on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store now. I'm a big fan of the previous generation Audi A5. I love how it looks. Even after all these years, it's still so mesmerizing to look at. And this new generation A5's design is no different. I'm a big fan of it. It's sharp, bold, menacing, and it's just such a gorgeous thing to look at. I feel that the best looking angle of the A5 Sportback is from the side profile because there are three design elements that really stands out in this A5. First up is the clamshell bonnet. You can see a very strong line that runs across the front fenders of the car, very nice. These frameless door windows, so special every time I experience a car with frameless door windows. I love to wind it all the way down and just look at the doors without the windows, without the frames. Very cool. And over here, I think Audi has always been very good at designing sportback cars because the angle of this sloping roofline is just perfect. It's not too much, it's not too little, it's just giving it a very nice silhouette from the side. And the rear three-quarters of the A5 Sportback is also particularly attractive. I love the LED tail lamps with dynamic turn signals, the dual hexagonal exhaust outlets on the bottom section. From this angle, I always want to take a second look whenever I get down from the car or walk up to the car. It's just such a special feeling looking at this. The A5 Sportback is also equipped with a hands-free powered tailgate, 435 litres of boot space, pretty decent, more than enough for your weekend getaways for the family because one large-size suitcase. You can fit two of them in fact, no complaints. However, I want to draw your attention to the design of what Audi calls a sportback car. Well, there's a few names you can call it, like a sedan fastback, a four-door coupe, whatever you want to call it. Having this design of a tailgate that resembles of an SUV, it makes it very easy for you to reach in to grab large or long items hidden far inside the boot space. Imagine this, in a sedan you have quite a tiny opening and you have to really stretch and makes it a little bit inconvenient to grab stuff. Sportback, no problems. You get a space saver spare wheel underneath and closing function for the tailgate. Now let's check out the interior. Stepping inside to the cabin of the A5 Sportback, and you'll notice it's very Audi in the sense that it's very minimalistic. Every touch points in here are very high quality, very tactile feel to it. Very satisfying to use. But I have to be honest, there's not many things to play with inside the cabin of the A5 Sportback. You know, there's no premium audio sound system, there's no panoramic glass roof, there's not even ambient lighting which changes into different colors to suit your mood. The highlights in the A5 Sportback would be the display screens. There's a 10.1-inch floating touchscreen infotainment system that supports both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. This is the upgraded unit in 2020, which loses the smaller screen size as well as the shortcut physical buttons right here on the center console. It's now all touchscreen, so the shortcut, even though it's easily laid out here, you can access into your different menus via the touchscreen. However, I just feel that it's more convenient having a physical button, you know, to go to your navigation, your radio, and a physical dial to operate the touchscreen. The LCD instrument cluster that's facing the driver, love it, very crisp, high def, has all the information, and the star here is you're able to show a full screen of the navigation map. However, that is only when you use the onboard navigation and not like Google Maps or Waze via Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. But I have to say, inside the cabin of the A5 Sportback, I am not the biggest fan of minimalism. You know, I prefer my cabins to have lots of flair, have lots of, pixie dust for you to play with. Storage space in here, let me demonstrate. The side door bins, very tiny. You can't fit a large size water bottle, only maybe your sunglasses in here. 2 cup holders, there's a center compartment. Center armrest, this is completely flat, so you're able to put your phone or your wallet completely flat. That's very convenient. But other than that, yeah, cabin storage space is a little bit limited. Seated in the back seats of the A5 Sportback, clearly they've paid more emphasis on the front seats to make passengers feel comfortable, because back here, not many things to play with. There's only 2 back pockets, rear air vents with your climate control, but there's no USB charging ports at the rear. Center armrest, 2 insanely tiny cup holders. I don't know what you're going to put here. Here's a center storage for your phone or whatnot, but that's about it. Space. Front seat adjusted to my usual driving position. I'm 175 cm tall. I have about 3 tennis balls worth of space, a bit of a squeeze, but no problems at all. Headroom, 1 tennis balls only. Yeah, and you're seated a little bit upright. It's comfortable, but it's a little bit too upright. Now, I find it quite weird is that in the back seats, it will comfortably accommodate 1 large size water bottle, but not the front seats. Driving the A5 Sportback, the 2-litre TSI Quattro variant, the only comment that I can give you, the first impression, is mediocre. I mean, it's mediocre in the sense that it does everything just alright. There's no one particular characteristics that really stands out in the A5 Sportback. Power is decent. This 2-litre TSI in the Quattro variant pushes out 249 horsepower and 370 Newton meters of torque, paired to a 7-speed wet dual-clutch transmission, driving all 4 wheels via the Quattro system. It's fast, but in a very mature way kind of fast. It doesn't make you giggle like a little kid when you accelerate hard. It's just healthy wall of torque throughout the rev range. In terms of driving dynamics, it's not as fun or playful as a BMW, for example. Rear-wheel drive, kind of sharp steering wheel. The A5 is very mature. Again, it's very composed around the bends. It doesn't do anything that makes your tail to step out. The Quattro all-wheel drive system is super planted, and it's just a very mature driving experience. And when you combine the 2 characteristics together, the A5 Sportback makes for a fantastic highway cruiser, because you have plenty of power to keep up with traffic. You have all-weather confidence and assurance from the Quattro all-wheel drive system, and it's surprisingly refined. Ride quality is decent as well, despite riding on 19-inch alloys, as well as passive sports suspension. No more adaptive dampers in the A5 Sportback. And yeah, when you go over undulations, it's a little bit on the firmer side, but it's not jarring like a Mercedes-Benz. It's very composed. It's very typical of what you get in premium European makes. That firm, solid ride quality. Despite having frameless doors, the cabin is surprisingly well muted. There's very little wind noise coming from the A-pillars, road noise, engine noise is well suppressed. To be honest, this is a fantastic highway cruiser. You can just crunch miles and miles and miles in the A5 Sportback. Now, my only 2 complaints that I have with the A5 Sportback in terms of its driving experience is firstly, the footwell design. So there's a large hump over to the center console side, which makes it a little bit awkward for your feet to lean on. It eats into the space in your footwell. And not only that, the footrest is unusually tiny. Like, I don't have very big feet, and I'm not able to completely rest my feet on the pedals itself. And it makes it for a bit of an awkward position and not very natural. And secondly, is the lack of ADAS in the A5 Sportback. It does not come with adaptive cruise control, never mind that, but it does not even come with blind spot monitoring. So, you know, it's the kind of little details that you come to expect these kind of features from, you know, most car makers, what more, and Audi. I describe the A5 Sportback as an art piece. Those who understands it will learn how to appreciate it, and those who don't will laugh at those who do. It truly is a centerpiece. Wherever you go, wherever you park, you will definitely attract eyeballs because it just looks like nothing else on the road. And such is the appeal of the A5 Sportback. It will appeal to a very certain group of customers who are looking for a car that looks good, makes them feel good, and the A5 Sportback will fit those descriptions perfectly. Never mind that it's not as exciting to drive, does not have the latest gizmos in it, does not have any fancy ADAS, but no matter, you look good in it. Let me know in the comment section below what other cars that you think in the same category looks better than the A5 Sportback. As always, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this. Download the official WapCar app on Apple App Store and Google Play Store for all your latest reviews, news, and comparisons to help you find your next perfect car.